The Day of the Dead, also known in Spanish as El Día de los Muertos, a day of celebration, generally by those in Mexico and Central America region. It's a day to honor and celebrate the life of those who have died by welcoming the arrival of the spirits of deceased family members. Celebrated with parades, parties, and large gatherings, but mostly in individual homes. The tradition of Día de los Muertos is rooted to the Catholic religion far before the Spanish settlers conquered the lands. It was believed during this time that life and death were not two separate stages, but rather one large cycle in life, where from death, new life would emerge. Compared to the wild fruits growing in abundance, nurtured from those who were buried below the soil to expand the cycle of life. Thousands of years before Spanish settlers conquered the lands of Central America, indigenous groups of the surrounding regions, including Aztecas, Mayas, Toltecas, and Olmecas, would honor their deceased ancestors, burying them in graves with offerings such as jewelry, money, food, and personal valuable items. There were specific months which they would honor and celebrate their deceased loved ones, which was believed that during this time, the spirit of their loved ones would return, and they would need to provide gifts, flowers, food, and play music in an attempt to win their trust and prepare them for their journey through the afterlife. Once their trust had been won, they would welcome the spirits into their homes with more offerings. The offerings would range depending on the individual family's wealth, beliefs, and if they had recently suffered a loss of a loved one. During the offerings, everything offered would relate to the natural powers of earth, including water, wind, fire, and land. The water would be placed in a glass jar to quench the thirst of the spirit as they travel through the afterlife. The fire would be represented by lighting candles. Small cuts of paper mache would represent the natural blowing of wind, and the land or earth would be represented with the offering of food, specifically bread of the dead, known as pan de muerto in Spanish. In the United States, Day of the Dead has grown in popularity over the past several decades, not to be mistaken with Halloween. Day of the Dead is celebrated 2 days, beginning on November 1st and ending the following day on the 2nd. Celebrations and decorations for the spirits in the United States are similar to those in Mexico, including skeletons, skull candies, bread of the dead, and roses and flowers. While the Day of the Dead begins to transform over time, the belief of honoring your deceased family spirits continues to be rooted in the celebration.